Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to be talking about a driving license process in St. John's in Newfoundland, which applies to the whole of Newfoundland, but from my experience specifically in St. John's. So first of all, there are three private passengers driving licenses that you have to go through. The first one, they call it the permit, which is called Class 5-1 or Class 5I. And that one, you don't have to do any road test for or anything. I'll tell you about the process now, how to get it. It's very simple. You get it while you are at home. You don't have to go anywhere. You later have to go to get the physical card, but then and take the picture. But the actual permit process, you just do it while you're at home. So that one allows you to become a learner driver, and you need to have someone with a 5 years experience, a fully licensed driver with you, and you can't have any other passengers with you in the car. You can't drive in the night from sunset to sunrise. So you go online to Digital Government of Newfoundland and you make yourself an account. So that one you need to do it anyways, because that there you can see your MCP, you see your address, you see your driver's license, your registration of your vehicles. It's all there and it's all done there, and they keep adding services to this platform, which is a very convenient way to do these government processes without having to go physically and take appointments and waste time to do it. So you go there and you browse to doing a driver's license or a permit, and you will need an MCP card at least as a proof of identity. Then you can go in and do the test online. So you have to study the rules, which is a booklet for driving. It's a booklet that you download online. I'm gonna have some links there, or at the end of the video I will show some links. So study the book. It's a small booklet, very simple. If you have driven before, then it's easy stuff. You just have to adapt to the changes of driving for small rules, like stopping, having a complete stop at a stop sign, the way you turn on a red light, and these kind of things, how to merge and exit highways, this kind of stuff. You will read it there. And then the signs, you have to study the signs because it will come on the online test. Then you do the test online, and once you pass, you take the paper with you or a snapshot on the phone or the receipt on the phone. You pay online. You go to the DMV in Mount Pearl. That's the Motor Registration Division. And you take a picture there and they will send you your physical permit. It's like a driver's license to your mailing address. Now, this is the first step. So then you can start taking lessons, or if someone, a friend, a dad, a relative is the one who's gonna train you, then you will be able to do it. Then after a year or 12 months, you can do the full one, which is, it's not the 100% full license, it's the 5-2. So 5-2, you will have to do the road test and the parking test. And this is where most people fail, is in the parking. So I'll give you some tips on that as well. So once you feel you're ready to do the test, you will go there, and you can either pay online. The fees is $78 for the test, or you can pay right there. Now, you need a car. You need a car that has a valid registration and a valid insurance. You have to show those documents, and your permit has to be valid as well, because normally the permit, when it's issued for 2 years validity. But if you sometimes if it took you more than 2 years, it might be expired. And I've seen people there where they show up and then their permit is expired and they didn't realize. So then you have to renew it and come back. So just keep an eye on that as well. And then, okay, so what most people do if you don't have access to a car, or chances nobody's going to lend you their car, because if you have an accident with the car, then it's their insurance that is going to go up. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, so what they do, they take some lessons. Normally, the driving institutes have a package. They have a package that includes using their car on the day of the test. And it's about $550. That includes some classes plus using the car. So they will drive you there, you take the test with the driving institute car, which is good because this is the car that you're used to do. Now, if you're using a friend's car or your dad's car, then it's different. You go there with the car and you do the test. And when you go there, someone has to be with you in the car, a fully licensed person, because you're going to drive there. And if you fail, you will have to come back, right? Okay. So there's also another thing which they call it the graduated driving school. That one, you do a full program. Once you get your permit, you do a full program. It will cost you around, I think, $1,600 or $1,800. It's a mix of classes and practice. And if you have that, then you can do your class 5-2 within 8 months. But you have to pay. So you will be more prepared to drive. If you are a brand new driver, you want to go that route, it's well and good. And you have the money to pay. Now, so let's talk about the test. Okay, so after the 5-2, then after 12 months, you go for the class 5 and there are no restrictions at all. For the class 5-2, the restrictions are a lot less, but there are a few restrictions. You can look them up online. There are a few restrictions there, but the full class 5 is the one without any restrictions. You can drive anytime without having anyone with you in the car. The class 5-2, if you drive past midnight, you need to have a licensed driver with you. That's, I think, the main restriction that I remember. Okay, so let's talk about the important stuff, which is passing the test. So when you do a parking, you see all this, you have to do a reverse parking. And it's a little bit tricky because you know how when you practice reverse parking, normally you count the lines. Like you go into a parking lot and there are lines for the parking. And you just count like 1.5 or 2 lines, and then you reverse, you lock the wheel and you reverse and then adjust the wheel straight and go back. That you can't use there because there are no lines, and you have to do it the same way. So it's a 90 degrees. You can't go and drive like take the car straight and then reverse into the parking. You can't do that. You have to do a 90 degrees reverse parking, and there are no lines. So they have 4 poles there, big poles, long poles, so you can see well when you are reversing, but you have to get the car into the spot without hitting any of the poles. Now, the trick. You have 2 attempts. The tester will tell you that you have 2 attempts, but the 2 attempts provided you don't hit any pole. So you will think, okay, I have 2 attempts anyway, so I'll just try the first one and go in and see how it goes. Don't do that. Try to get from the first time. And if you hit any of the poles while you're reversing, it's an automatic failure. This is 1. 2, when you, okay, so after that you have to do parallel as well. The parallel is pretty easy. The important thing with the parallel, of course, not hitting any poles, and you will not hit any poles because it is spacious. It is way spacious than the way you park normally on the street, on the side of the street. But you have to keep the required distance, which is around 30 centimeters from the curb side. So they fail you if you are too close, or if your wheel is stuck to the curb, you will fail. And you have also 2 attempts. Now, the reverse parking, practice on both sides, because chances is going to be, or it can be either any of the sides, either your side or the other side. So practice on both. Okay. but mostly it's gonna be on the other side, because when you are in real life, you're always parking on the other side. Okay, I mean on the other side of the driver, like you're parking on the passenger side. Okay, I hope you get that. Okay, so let me see. I put here some notes. Okay, so they will take you to do the parking before you go to the road. All right, so if you fail the parking, then you will just stay inside there. You're not gonna go out. They have a special or a barricaded spot there for the parking tests. So you come out, you go with the tester, do the test, or the examiner do the parking. If you fail, they will make you come back, drop the guy, and leave. You lost $78. Or pass the parking and go straight to the road. So you do the parking first. And if you want to see how is the parking done, you can go yourself there in any morning and you will see how they do the tests. You can just stand there and watch while they test the drivers for parking. Now, when you go out on the road, just a few tips. They're gonna make you go out to the highway. This is definitely entry and exit to the highway. They are close to Costco, so they're gonna make you go to through the roundabouts at Costco. So you have to practice those very well. And those are tricky because it's 2 lanes on the road, but 1 lane inside the roundabout. One of them has 1 lane inside the roundabout. The other one has 2 lanes inside the roundabout. So the 2 roundabouts, make sure you master those. Actually, they're 1, 2, 3 is the big one also there. But the 2 are the tricky ones because they're the ones connected to the highway. So merging in and out of the highway, or so merging into the highway, exiting the highway. You have to also know the rules there. They're in the booklet. Like watch when do you change your speed. When the white lane or the white line on the side of the road hits the yellow line, this is the time where you change your speed. Know the speed of the ramp. Don't be too slow. Definitely. When you merge into the highway, they want you to go fast, to catch up with the speed of the highway, because there are cars coming fast. You don't want to enter the highway slow and then obstruct the fast traffic which is coming, which is on the highway already driving. That thing also, I had a comment on that when I did my motorcycle license. It was the same thing. When I merged, I was worried that I don't want to go fast on the bike. But the examiner, that time I passed, but he told me, he said, when you merge, they look for you to catch up with the speed quickly. All right, so stop signs. You have to stop, have a complete stop. Yield signs. If you have the right of way and no other oncoming traffic, you have to go. You don't stop when it's your right of way. If it's a yield sign, you don't stop unless you need to. If it's a stop sign, you have to have a complete stop. If it's a red light, you're turning on the red light, you have to stop and let the traffic first pass, who have the right of way, because they have a green light, but you have a red light, then you pass. These are the some of the stuff that they look for. There is a checklist for what they look for. Okay, I'll try to scan it and attach it as well. Now, once you pass the test, and after 12 months, you just go or apply for the full class 5 and you will get it. And as I said, $78 registration. And if you need only to take 1 lesson or 2 lessons, you're an experienced driver, you just arrived in Canada and you don't want to go through, you don't want to pay $550, you have access to a car. Most of the driving institutes don't like that because they don't want they want you to pay more. They want you to take the bigger packages with them. So book in advance. Don't try to book at the last minute. Chances you will not find anyone available. Try to book way in advance and follow up with them to get that 1 hour or 2 hours just for you to practice, because they will give you the technique. YouTube is a very good resource for the parking. Buy some, polygons, or make some rods or whatever, and go and practice yourself on a Sunday in an empty parking lot. Lots of parking places here that are empty on a Sunday, and practice yourself. If you don't practice the parking, you're gonna fail for sure. So don't go there, waste your morning, waste your $78 and fail. All right, so that's all what I had for the parking. There's a big storm that hit us last night, and lots of snow outside. So I'm gonna finish my coffee and head out to shovel. It will take me around 2 hours to shovel and snow blow. I have a snow blower, luckily. All right, thank you very much for your time and for watching. And if you like the content, please subscribe and have a great day. Bye.